What's up, everybody? Noah Kaser back here for another episode of Noah Kaser Live. Let's get right into it. I took a little break off of doing this show because doing this show is a lot of work. Trying to come up with topics, putting graphics together, doing everything. So now we're just going to go back and do a laid-back type of a show. So we're going to be going over some trailer reactions, reviewing all five of the Final Destination films leading into Bloodlines, and then we're going to be taking a look at two news topics. HBO Max is back. Max is gone. Does it really matter? I don't think so. But let's get into this too at the tail end of the show. So, Super Mario Bros. 2 now as a title. Super Mario World. What do I think that means? Do I think it's going to help the box office? Maybe. Let's get right into it. But first, we're going to go into this. So, we have a brand new movie coming out this July. Now, I don't think it's going to make a whole lot of money. But let's take a look at the trailer. We have Smurfs. So I saw the 2011 Smurfs in theaters. And I thought it was fine. Smurfs 2 was awful. Smurfs Lost Village was a cute little animated movie. It's not all that bad. It's really not. It's not all that bad of a movie. But how does this one look? We had a bit of a teaser, but now we have the official 2025 trailer for this. So let's take a look at this and see what we get.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa.
Are you ready to get pumped up?
Hello, everyone. I have big news. I found Smurf Village. I'm one step closer to total evil dominance. Blech.
Lame.
You're all lame.
Hit it, Papa. What the Smurf?
No!
I think I just smurfed my pants.
Code Blue!
From Paramount Pictures.
We gotta rescue Papa.
Let me guess. Papa Smurf's in trouble. We're storming Razamel's castle, and we take no prisoners. Except for Papa. We'll make sure and grab him.
Everybody know what the game to do.
We're gonna need help from the Snooter Poots.
Snooter poots? Hey! What are they saying?
This July,
If we don't stop these wizards, it'll mean the end of the universe.
Sound effects, Marv, can you back off?
Let's go smurf that wizard up.
Oh, yeah.
get ready
Brace for impact!
for an adventure that will blow you away.
Come on!
What the Smurf?
Hold on, you little smurf nose!
We're here to save everything.
Goodbye, Smurfs. Forever.
Now that's what I call a banger.
Smurfs, featuring new music by Rihanna and more.
Okay, so let's get this straight first. This movie does not look good. Does that mean it's going to make money? Well, probably not. Let's think about this first, okay? Is this made for my type of a demographic? No, it really isn't. It really is not worth me going and seeing in theaters, I don't think. If my theater gets it, does that mean I'm going to go and see it in theaters? Probably. I mean, if my theater gets it, I've seen 2 out of the 3 theatrical release Smurfs movies, so why wouldn't I go and see this one? But I think it's very important, very, very, very important to think about this. The Smurfs movies have made a bit of a profit. They have made a profit. How much profit? Well, let's take a look at this. This is coming from Box Office Mojo, and Box Office Mojo is telling me that the Smurfs movie from 2011, the grand total was $563.7 million on a budget of $111 million. So, what that's telling me is that there was an audience for it. There was a bit of an audience, but if you take a look at what happened with the Smurfs 2, $347 million. They had a lower budget of $5 million and 347. Smurfs Lost Village. I saw this in theaters. I did a double feature with the Smurfs Lost Village and The Fate of the Furious. Smurfs Lost Village had a $60 million budget. It did break even at $197.1 million. So is there an audience for this? I think so. I think so. Does that mean it's going to make a lot of money? No. But is there an audience? Yes. So, let's think about this. This is a kids' movie. The kids are really going to enjoy this movie because of the poopy jokes and the fart jokes and the slapstick humor. Do kids know the Smurfs today? I don't think so, unless you're watching something like Boomerang, MeTV Toons, and Boomerang's leaving. Boomerang is going off the air. It is leaving. So, let's do one thing before I just rip this trailer apart. This is not made for us adults. This is made for families who want to go and entertain their kids for like 90 minutes. But these puns are so fucking bad, it is abysmal. It is abysmal, this trailer. It looks cheaper than the teaser. The teaser looked a little bit better. It looked like they finally tuned up some of that animation a little bit. Smurfette looks very just, boring. And it adds nothing. This adds nothing to what the Smurfs actually are. The Smurfs are supposed to be light, happy, fun, happy, lovely creatures who like to sing and just put Smurf in everything. That's not what this is. This is them going back to, oh, someone's kidnapped. Gargamel has kidnapped somebody. You can't just have a Smurf movie set in Smurf Village. Do what you did in the Lost Village and have it be set in Smurf area, in Smurfland, Smurf Village. We got to go back to Gargamel. Fine, we're going back to Gargamel. We've seen him 2 or 3 times already, and we've seen him in the series. Yes, he's your main typical villain, but I think it's time to move away from him and stick with the Smurfs. I don't think this trailer looks very good. I think this looks like a piss poor movie. Am I going to watch it? Yeah, I'm going to. I am a Smurf fan. I own the 3 on Blu-ray in 1 pack. I'm happy to own them. I think they're cute, fun, happy little films. The second one, not so much. The first and The Lost Village are good, and the animated show is a classic for a reason. So, what do you think about Smurfs down below? Were you a fan of the original cartoon? Are you excited for this new one? Are you going to take your kids to see this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below and let me know your thoughts. So, next up, we have one more trailer to look at before we get into the big granddaddy of them all. And this is going to be a trailer that I pretty much know almost nothing about, being completely honest with you. I almost know nothing about this. And that is going to be for Ironheart. So Ironheart is a brand new Disney Plus series coming out very, very soon that has been in production and post-production for years now. 4 years. So let's take a look at this trailer, see if it looks any good, and what are we getting ourselves into?
Hello? For real?
Welcome, Riri. In less than 3 minutes, the air in this elevator will no longer be breathable.
Oh, what is that?
it to the device on the floor, where you find a gas mask. Good luck.
Screw this.
What you gonna do here?
I heard Riri Williams was a genius. So you in or out?
I didn't know you were in here. Love that dude.
Riri, I see you. I see you're fed up, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
You are not the first genius at MIT.
How come you're not working at one of those fancy tech firms?
After my internship abroad, I want to build something undeniable. Something
Important?
iconic.
It's a brand new
I can give you the tools to help you carry out your vision. But anyone who's ever accomplished anything iconic in life has had to do some questionable things to get it done. What will you do, Riri?
You've bitten off a hell of a lot more than you can chew. I could chew a lot.
Nice.
You know nothing about this man.
You're gonna end up dead or in jail.
This is so much bigger than that. This is wild. A shady bunker.
My bunker's not shady.
Would a shady bunker have that on the wall?
It's literally above a crate of self-guided missiles.
I'm returning those.
Okay. Does this look phenomenal? No, but does this look like a higher tier of the MCU TV shows? I think so. I think this really looks good. I think this looks fun. It's beautifully shot. It's Ryan Coogler. I like the two leads in this. I think this looks good. I think this looks really, really good. Do I think it's going to be must-see TV? Probably not. I don't think that this is going to be like an Agatha. Because here's the issue. We don't know the character of Riri Williams all that well. We've seen Riri Williams in a couple of things, and we're not connected to her. So what does this series have to do? One, you have to connect us to the character to make us care about her enough to watch all 6 to 8 to 10 episodes. However many episodes you're doing of this series, you need to get us sucked into her storyline. Do we need another person in an Iron Man suit? I don't think so. I think you could have changed that. I don't know the character structure. I don't know the character motives and the motivations for anything. I don't know anything about the character of Riri Williams or Ironheart. This is going to be a very enjoyable series, I think. It's going to be beautifully shot, as we just saw. The CGI looks seamless. It looks like there's going to be a lot of action. I hope that the dialogue continues to be strong. This looks like a very good series. I'm looking forward to it. Are you excited about the brand new series Ironheart coming on June 24th on Disney Plus? At least they're not doing the same thing that they did with Echo, which was dropping all 6 episodes at once. That was a stupid decision, and people binged that. They forgot about it. Ironheart, I think that this is going to be a good series. Drop it week by week, 2-episode drop, and then week by week after that to keep your motivation and your talk about your series going. So, what do you think about Ironheart? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know your thoughts. Okay, going into the comments. Hello, Sav. It's awesome to see you. Looks interesting. I'm in no rush to see it, but I will wait till streaming. I think a lot of people will wait for that. It is a Paramount movie. It'll probably go to Paramount Plus very, very soon. If this was like 2020, 2021, I think this might be one that goes to Paramount Plus and theaters like they did with Clifford and with the SpongeBob movie and with the Paw Patrol movie. I think that's what's going to happen there. I remember the original Smurfs. I also have the 3 Smurfs movies on Blu-ray. Awesome, dude. That is amazing. Okay, So, going into this next, we have some movies to review. So let's get into this. I'm going to be reviewing all 5 of the Final Destination movies. I had never seen, well, I'm not going to say I hadn't seen any of these. The only ones I've seen is I had seen literally about half of the 5th one, and I saw the roller coaster scene, the opening of 3, once or twice on Sci-Fi, I think. But let's get into this, because I do plan on seeing the new one, Final Destination Bloodlines, probably tomorrow night in theaters. So here we go. Final Destination is the 2000 horror film that really just spawned a fear in everybody. This franchise has screwed everybody, from everything from a roller coaster to planes to log trucks to swimming pools to just everything. Everything that you can be scared of, this movie throws at you. After a teenager has a terrifying vision of him and his friends dying in a plane crash, he prevents the accident only to have death hunt them down one by one. Starring Devon Sawa as Alex as our main protagonist, he's probably the most likable character in the entire franchise. However, Ali Larder as Clear is a fantastic side character with Carter Horton, played by Kerr Smith, who really delivers a fantastic performance, everything different than we saw from him in Dawson's Creek. This is This is a movie I really wanted to love, and I really enjoyed this one. The opening of the franchise kicks off with a bang. The first 20 minutes are an intense, action-packed horror, just claustrophobic thrill ride, because you see what they're seeing. You're in this plane with them. Before that, you're walking through the airport, and you're just sucked into this entire world. I enjoyed this immensely. There are moments of pure just palm sweating tenseness there. The blood and gore is not all that prevalent in this one as they are in the other ones. This one is more into a slight jump scare, but it's more of a character driven story than just blood and gore and watching it for the deaths. This one is an intense thrill ride that I enjoyed a lot. Devon Sawa gives the best performance I've seen from him ever, I think, as Alex. And this is his most, should I say it's his most memorable character? Yeah, because he was in Casper and The Fanatic and Little Giants, but no one goes, you know what Devon Sawa was in? SLC Punk, Idle Hands, Black Friday. Now it's going to be Final Destination, Hard Eyes, and The Fanatic. That's what Devon Sawa is going to be known for, and Ali Larder and Kerr Smith deliver great performances here. The one that really was scary to me going into this film when I saw him was Seann William Scott. However, Seann William Scott delivers some nice, tense moments, but also good comedic relief. That's what Seann William Scott does for me and for the majority of his movies. He delivers a well-told and well-performed character here. It's a well-written character who is stupid to a fault. However, he does have probably one of the most shocking deaths in the entire film. There are moments here where you can see that this is going to be a cliche here. Something's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen if you haven't seen them like me. I'm a newcomer to this franchise, so I was just in it for the thrill ride to see what they gave me. And I loved what they did with this storyline, because when I went on my solo trip to Disney, I was scared of getting on a plane by myself, and this really just sucked everything into it. Could there be a plane crash? Could the engine fail? Could something like that happen on the plane? That's what I was feeling at 5 o'clock in the morning when I was sitting there and just waiting to board the plane. And then I was on it and I was praying the whole entire time to calm myself down. I watched some episodes of Friends. So this is a very intense film that really gave me that tense feeling of being scared when I was on a plane to and from Orlando. To and from Orlando, Florida. This delivered it. And then we get to the actual story. How everyone doesn't trust him. How death is after everybody in the order that they were sitting on the plane. I thought that was a very nice, interesting touch. Felt very original. and the others steal from that, which they're supposed to. You're supposed to go from person to person and see how death is trying to get them. A very well done horror film that I really enjoyed immensely. My favorite horror film that I've seen for the first time in a good long time, and I'm going to wind up giving Final Destination an A-. So, are you a fan of Final Destination? Do you like the franchise? What was your introduction to it? Was it 2? Was it 3? Or was it this original one? For me, it was pretty much the opening of 3 and the little bit of 5 I saw, about half with my buddy, and then we were too squeamish and we turned it off back in like 2013, 2014. But let's get into the next one. So, Final Destination 2 is the sequel to the immensely popular Final Destination film from 2003. Not as good as the original, but when Kimberly has a premonition of a pileup on the highway and keeps getting others. Sorry, let's try it one more time. The sequel to Final Destination in 2003, when Kimberly has a violent premonition of a highway pileup, she blocks the freeway, keeping a few others meant to die safe. Or are they? The survivors mysteriously start dying, and it's up to Kimberly to stop it before she's next. This does not have a memorable character like a Alex or a Clear. We don't have that here. Instead, now we have Kimberly Corman, played by A.J. Cook, who is not a tremendous name. I'm going to be honest with you. Looking at her filmography, I've only seen 2 of her films, and that is this one and Out Cold. I'm not familiar with her. Nice little performance here. We do have Clear back, but this movie doesn't give us anything to latch onto for me to get sucked into it. There are enough fun moments for me to watch this movie and go, okay, this is the similar story to the first. However, what you're watching for are the kills. Do the kills live up to the potential? This one does bump up the kills a little bit. The freeway, the highway kill, all those kills were phenomenal. The CGI in those looked great. And some of it a lot of it looked very practical with all the blood, and I enjoyed that immensely. I don't like the characters as much in the original, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad little film. This movie does have something going for it, and that is Michael Landis as Thomas Burke and our character of Eugene. Eugene delivers a fun performance, but also a grounded performance. Rory Peters, a nice little character here, but not all that memorable. The only ones you really care about are Kimberly, Thomas, and Eugene. And along the lines, you're not sucked into them as much as you are the first group of friends that we see here, and all the survivors of the original the original premonition, I guess, from the first one. This one works in ways. However, that doesn't mean it's all that memorable. I'm not going to remember any of these kills. I mean, 2 is my least favorite one so far, but I enjoyed this enough to say a mild recommend, but if you're doing a binge, perfectly fine to watch this. I don't recommend you watch this as a standalone because you will be completely lost, because they reference back to Flight 180. With this one, it is a complete switch over in quality because I really enjoyed this, but I look forward to seeing what 3 gives us. Are you a fan of Final Destination 2? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'm going to wind up giving Final Destination 2 a B-. It's fine, it's nothing great, but it's a fun little watch to do in a little series binge session. So, before we go into the next one, we will go into the comments one more time. I have the Final Destination movies on DVD and want to see the new Final Destination movie. Yeah, check it out in theaters. I don't know if it comes out in the UK this weekend, but I know in the States it comes out this weekend and it premieres at my theater tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So if I can make it down there after work, and if everything works out good, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Luke Ponto's in the building. What's up, Luke? Noah, my dog, about to head into round 2 of Sinners. That's awesome. I'll be seeing Sinners not this Friday, but the next Friday. I cannot wait to sit down and finally watch Sinners. I was going to go and see it in theaters. It just didn't wind up happening, but it's fine. I'm going to rewatch the Final Destination movies tomorrow. They're definitely short. I was able to watch all 5 in 2 days. If I wanted to, I could have watched all 5 yesterday. I just watched 1, 2, and 3 because I had time for them. 4 and 5, great. Let's get into 3. So, Final Destination 3 is the 2006 sequel, again directed by James Wan. High school senior Wendy has a premonition of a deadly roller coaster ride, but saves her life and a lucky few, but not from death itself, which seeks those out who escaped their fate. Mary Elizabeth Winstead plays probably my favorite character in the entire franchise as Wendy, and Ryan Merriman as Kevin. I grew up with Ryan in the Disney Channel films, like Smart House and Luck of the Irish. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I grew up with her not in this, but in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World as Ramona Ramona Flowers, and I really enjoyed her in Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. She delivers a fantastic performance here as Wendy. This has the most fun opening premonition of all of them. This has a fear of mine in it, of roller coasters. I don't love roller coasters. I am a bit of a chicken when it comes to roller coasters. I enjoyed these perfectly fine when I rode them as a kid. When I was at Disney World, I had a great time on Splash Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain. All those rides, they're just not for me because of this. Because I remember this specific scene watching Sci-Fi years and years and years ago. This does have some of the most graphic kills and some of the most fun kills in all of the franchise. Particularly once we get to the Centennial, the Bicentennial. I enjoyed this way more than 2 because I got sucked into Wendy and Kevin as a character and couples. This is a great little sequel that really heightens your excitement for the franchise. And we have a lot of fun watching these characters defy death's odds and defying death. It is phenomenal to see how they do this because you get sucked into these characters and you care for the people around them. Then you have the character of Wendy's sister, who is a little shit, who just completely throws all that away because she becomes the most irritating and annoying character in the entire film once we get to the whole bicentennial scene. That really did not work for me. Her character's defying death. I wanted more from that character because I thought she could have been the one to save Wendy or been the one to maybe make everything up. Instead, the ending left me a little bit eh. And once we get to the actual ending, once we get to about 5-6 months later, when we're in the subway, that was a lot of fun. The Bicentennial was fun until we got to the character of the sister, but the actual ending of the movie really made me enjoy this ending and left me on a high note for 3. I enjoyed this. Ryan Merriman and Mary Elizabeth Winstead do a great job as Wendy and Kevin. I enjoyed this movie immensely. The opening premonition is probably my favorite of the entire franchise, having seen all 5 now, not seeing 6. Well, not seen 6 yet. I will be very, very soon. I enjoyed this one immensely more than 1 or 2, but it's not a better story and the script is not as tightly written, and there are moments where I think you could have done a different change with the characters, and I wanted a little bit more. But with that being said, I really enjoyed Final Destination 3. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And I'm going to wind up giving Final Destination 3 a B+. I enjoyed that one, and I cannot wait to see what we get up next from the franchise, which will lead us into Final Destination 4, or as they called it, The Final Destination, a stupid title for a stupid movie. The Final Destination is the 2009 sequel directed by David R. Ellis. A horrifying premonition saves a young man and his friends from death during a racetrack accident, but terrible fates await them nonetheless. These have the most annoying and unlikable characters in the entire franchise. The race car scenes are very well shot. They're very good looking people. However, does that mean that this movie is good because it has attractive people in it? No. Does that mean that it has good kills? There is a good kill in it, and it is the swimming pool kill. I enjoyed the pool kill. That was very inventive of them, of having him sucked inside of the pool drain. That was very inventive and very scary for some people. However, everyone else in this movie and everything else in this movie is almost abysmal. It's not poorly shot. It's not poorly edited. The CGI is very heavy and overly used, and you can tell it's just made for 3D. This was made when 3D was becoming a big thing again. It was 2009. You had things like Avatar. You had some re-releases coming out a few years later of The Lion King and Titanic. Avatar: The Way of Water made a big deal out of 3D again. This movie uses it to its detriment. I wanted more from this, and it is abysmally written. However, it does have a nice little scene in a movie theater that I did like. I did like that. That felt very nice. It felt very home for me, because I like to be in a movie theater, and when movies or shows take place in a movie theater, it helps me enjoy it a little bit better because it feels like I am watching something with them, if that makes any sense. And what they do here is very inventive. I liked that. That's the only scene in the entire movie I liked, along with the pool kill. That was really nice. A unneeded sex scene for the most unlikable douche in the entire series, I think. A very unlikable group of friends here, and the redneck in here was not all that interesting. The characters aren't written well. There's very little chemistry between them. I wanted more from this movie, and instead I got a CGI 3D just slapped together horror film that was not all that thrilling and not all that exciting, with some horrible blood effects that should have been better when they did them better back in 2000, 2003, and 2006. So, what do you think about the Final Destination? I hope you enjoy it. If not, then we're in the same boat here, people. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you enjoy the Final Destination? Am I in the wrong here? All movies are subjective. If I liked it, if you didn't, let's try it one more time. If you liked it and I didn't, that's awesome. If I liked something and you didn't, it's all subjective. Movies are subjective. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong, and we can all be friends in the horror community. So, I'm going to wind up giving the Final Destination a D+. I really didn't enjoy this one. It was a mercifully short 82 minutes, but I'm not going to recommend this to you. If you haven't seen it yet, you can kindly skip this one. If you're doing a binge, go for it, but it's nothing that you need to see. So that's going to lead us into one final review, but I do want to go into the comments. Jay, what's up, Jay? It's awesome to see you. Thumbs up. Thanks for the thumbs up. It's awesome to have you back. It feels good to be back. I'm getting back into the mood of doing my live show. I'm looking forward to seeing what you say in the next few segments. So let's go into the final review, and that is going to be for Final Destination 5. So death is just a let's try it one more time. Final Destination 5 is the fifth and final in the Final Destination trilogy until we got the announcement of Bloodlines. Death is just as evil as ever and is unleashed after one man's big premonition saves a group of co-workers from a terrifying suspension bridge collapse. But the group of unsuspecting souls was never supposed to survive. And in a terrifying race against time, the ill-fated group frantically tries to discover a way to escape death's sinister agenda. This movie does have Emma Bell, Miles Fisher, and Nicholas. What's his name? Nicholas. D'Agosto? Is it D'Agosto? Yeah. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. But Final Destination 5 does have some of the most tense scenes in the entire movie. The screw on the gymnastics beam, anybody? And the whole gymnastics scene is horrifying because I know some people, that's a big fear. One, falling, flipping too far, screws coming loose with those beams and the bars. It's a big fear for everybody. But I'm looking forward to seeing what this franchise does next. And this one did. This one is only 90-something minutes long, and it moves at a rapid pace. The acting is very well done. The CGI effects are a lot better here because they're not forcing the 3D on you. This was released in 3D, and there are obvious moments of, hey, 3D. That's obviously what they're doing here, but there's moments here where it doesn't feel that way. You're sucked into the story because you like these characters and you like the difference in the story that they're telling. Instead, they were not supposed to survive. They were not supposed to survive. So now, death's coming after them in different ways and in the most graphic ways possible. In the most painful ways possible as well, because there are some kills in here that are the gnarliest, and I think my favorite kill in the entire franchise is probably the gymnastics kill with the screw and that one girl flipping and kind of like cracking her back in half and flipping over and scorpioning and dying that way. That is a phenomenal kill, well thought out, very well done, and I enjoyed that kill the most out of any of the franchise. So, with that being said, there are moments here where I can see everybody saying how this is the best of the franchise, yada, yada, yada. However, that does not mean it's all that well written. This is a weaker script than 1, 2, and 3. And it's not all that great. There are moments here of greatness, but it's the chemistry between our characters that we're missing. With our characters of Sam and Molly, they are very likable. They're very likable. I enjoyed them a lot. There are just moments here where I think they were trying to be too like a teeny bopper. When the one kill in what was in three or four, the sun tanning kill, that was just, oh look, boobies, because we can have boobies now. You're trying to suck in a teenage audience, so you get boobies on screen, and they'll go, let's go see the boobies. This one doesn't do that. This one is more of a grounded movie. I enjoyed more of this than 2 and 3, but 2 had a better written script and a way better lineup of characters because they are actually friends. They know each other. Instead, this one, they try to tie everything together, but what really bums this one up for me is that they somehow tied it to number 1 without you really thinking about it until you actually go, wait a minute, they haven't shown any real cell phones. They haven't shown an iPhone. They haven't shown this. They haven't shown modern technology for what was going to be, for them, new high-tech stuff in 2011. Like Amazon was not a big thing yet. iPhones were not a massive thing yet. They were out. They were available. Don't get me wrong. iPhones were available. But they weren't as big as they are now. And looking back at this movie, it's a very well-written script because there are moments where you can definitely see that they are just trying to get around the fact that they are back in the year 2000. And once we get on the flight, that's where I'm like, okay, flight 180, this date, blah, blah, blah. And then we get to that, and I thought they tied that very, very well. I think that was a smart idea. I can't wait to see what they do with Bloodlines. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think about Final Destination 5? And are you excited for Bloodlines? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And I'm going to give Final Destination 5 a B-. I did enjoy this one. I enjoyed 2 as well. I'm just going to give them the same grade because they're on about the same level. 2 just has a better written script, but this one and 2 have the same level of characters in it, but this one has a better ending. So I can't really differentiate them. I enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I cannot wait to see what Bloodlines holds for us in theaters tomorrow and how much it makes in theaters, because I could have made that a story, but I just decided not to. It's already a packed enough show. So let's get into this. So next up, we're going to be talking about the genius idea of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. So the Super Mario Bros. Movie was a massive hit. It was a massive, massive hit, grossing $1.3 billion at the box office. Well, we knew a sequel was imminent, and this is coming to us from The Verge. The next Mario movie's title accidentally got announced. Universal appears to have confirmed that the next Mario film will be titled Super Mario World. The title included in a press release about upcoming films, but apparently by mistake, since it was removed shortly after the publication. The title makes sense. The first film's post-credit scene teased the arrival of Mario's bright green dinosaur steed / friend Yoshi, who made his video game debut in Super Mario World, which launched on the SNES in 1990. It was the console's most popular game, selling more than 20 million copies. So, I was just getting ready to say that, how they teased giving us Yoshi in this sequel. We didn't get Yoshi in Super Mario Bros. Movie. We're going to get him in Super Mario World, because Super Mario World is where he was introduced. I think that's a very intriguing idea. What do you do with the story, though? Super Mario World is all about going to save Peach. We've already saved Luigi. Are we going to do the classic Peach story now? We've seen how Peach is. Peach is not just a prim little, save me, Mario. That was stupid. She's not an innocent princess. She's pretty badass if she can fight off Koopas and go up against Bowser and stuff like that. I think that she should be able to do that. But we're going to see what happens with this story. I'm excited for Super Mario World because I think they're really going to tie in some more of the video game characters. We could get maybe a Kirby, maybe a Zelda popping up here and there. We'll see. Maybe a Link. That might be nice. We are in the Nintendo world, so we'll see what happens here. I think this is a great idea. Super Mario World is one of the greatest games of all time for a lot of people. I've seen a couple of playthroughs of it on YouTube, and I enjoyed watching that game. It looked like a ton of fun. It's nostalgic for people. It's people my age and a little bit older than I am. Really enjoyed that game growing up as kids and as adults. So I think that this is going to, 1, drag everybody back in who enjoyed the first. 2, drag in all the families who now have kids who are old enough to see this. And 3, drag in a whole new age of fans of Mario. Because 1, you're bringing in the nostalgic feel of that game and bringing in Yoshi, who is one of the most beloved characters in all of video game history. So, what do you think about this? Are you excited about this movie now being titled Super Mario World? Did you play the original game on the SNES? And what do you think about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know your thoughts. So, let's go into the comments. Why is it not moving? I cannot get there. There we go. There we go. Always good to see you. Always checking out Letterboxd. So am I, man. I am on my Letterboxd app a lot. In the film Red Eye, every character had a small flip phone. Yes, they did. I have seen everything at the cinema that came out this week. Looking forward to Thursday's new releases. What all did you see in theaters, Jay? Let me know in the live chat. And what did you think about them? And what's your favorite movie of the entire year so far? The Final Destination, the first 3 movies are better. Yeah, are the better movies for me. I agree. I do agree. Video game movie genre is the new wave, and I enjoy it. So much. Let's try that one more time. So much material there to dive into. I agree. So much there. I mean, you got a Call of Duty. You can do a Halo movie. Link and Zelda. We already have Sonic. We could have a Donkey Kong Country. That might be nice. We could get a Pikmin game. I'd like an Okami game at some point. I mean, Okami has a big following over there in Japan. It has a smaller following over here in America, but I think Okami could do well as a game. I'm looking forward to it. I grew up playing the original Super Mario games. The first one that I grew up playing was Super Mario Land on my Game Boy Color. That takes it back a ways. I remember playing that game a lot. I wasn't very good at it, but I remember playing it and I really enjoyed it. So let's get into the next topic. And the final topic, before we get into our regular segments every single show, is we have this fantastic bit of news. So, this is coming to us from Variety. HBO Max lives on. HBO Max lives. Max to change its name back after 2 years. Let's get rid of that. The surprise announcement made less than 2 months after Max tweaked its logo to look more like the classic black and white HBO color scheme was revealed at Warner Bros. Discovery upfront presentation to ad execs in New York on Wednesday. In a press release, they said returning to HBO brand into HBO. Returning the HBO brand into HBO Max will further drive the service forward and amplify the uniqueness that subscribers can expect from the offering. It is also a testament to Warner Bros.' willingness to keep boldly iterating its strategy and approach, leaning heavily on consumer data and insights to best position itself for success. They touted its streaming growth, noting that the division has improved its profitability by almost $3 billion in 2 years and adding 22 million subscribers over the past year. The company says that the streamer is on track to reach more than 150 million subscribers by the end of 2026. Okay, so does this mean anything? Does this really mean anything? Well, let's think about this. Was it stupid to get rid Is it stupid to get rid of the name HBO from your branding? I think so. I really think so. I thought that was a stupid idea. I didn't think it really added anything to it. But let's take a look at it this way. I think this is very interesting. I found this, and this is true. What do people watch HBO for? Game of Thrones, Sopranos, The Last of Us, Watchmen, those types of level of shows. But on Max, this is what we get. We also have everything on HBO and Warner Brothers and Discovery Plus since they merged together. So let's take a look at this. HBO Max, male skewered, scripted, lean-in, appointment viewing, and home of fandoms. Discovery Plus is more female skewed, unscripted, lean back, and comfort viewing, home to genre domes. So, like a house show, like a cooking show, like a Say Yes to the Dress, stuff like that. I think that is very important to know. I think that this is something that is going to help them in the long run, because taking a look at what they did in the past with HBO, I think that's what you do here. Everything is already labeled HBO Original. Every show that you watch on there that's an HBO Original, HBO is right in front of it. Okay? So I think that this is going to help them gain more subscribers. 2, if they're going to do what they think about doing and have thought about doing and completely differentiating each other, you already have Discovery Plus. So do you just take everything off of Max and go back to Discovery Plus? What do you do there? They want to completely split the two companies apart. Does that mean that you're going to get rid of Max and Discovery Plus as the one app and just go back to HBO Max being one with Friends and Game of Thrones and all the Warner Brothers and all of the DC stuff and all the HBO catalog of fantastic shows, and going back to Discovery Plus only to be the only place that you can watch all of your cooking shows, your house shows, your innovation shows, your reality shows? Is that where you're going to watch them? We don't know what's going to happen here. I think that this is going to be a fantastic idea for them, because I thought it was stupid for them to do it in the first place, but whatever. I thought it was dumb. We are going back to it, and we are resorting back to HBO Max. So what do you think about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Are you excited about this change that means absolutely nothing? I don't think this changes anything. I don't think we're going to get a change in programming and anything. As a matter of fact, I think all it's going to do is it's going to enhance their viewers and their subscriber base a little bit more, because now they see the HBO name. So we'll see what happens. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know your thoughts. Okay. So going into the comments, Jay said he saw Fight or Flight, Drop, Thunderbolts, and all the rest playing right now. My favorite of the year is Meet Cute in Manhattan. Wow, I was not expecting you to say that. And Thunderbolts. I'm looking forward to seeing Meet Cute in Manhattan. I'm looking forward to renting that the next time I get paid. I'm looking forward to seeing that more now that you say it's your favorite movie of the entire year. And Thunderbolts. Hallmark Channel is really big on cable. Yes, it is. I have a Friendly TV subscription. So do I. I have a subscription to that and a Hallmark Plus. I am a Hallmark junkie. I love the Hallmark movies. I used to review them, but then I started the podcast and interviewing people, and I don't want to say anything bad about the company anymore. Me and my co-host have discussed that we're going to keep it light and positive with the Hallmark stuff, because that's what they like to do, is keep it light and fluffy and cheerful. So that's what we are doing, and I am doing with the podcast, which, by the way, if you have not checked it out, we moved the podcast. Heartful of Hallmark podcast is now on the Heartful of Hallmark channel on YouTube. So like and subscribe to that. We have a brand new interview with Christopher Russell. We also have our interview with Nathan, Catherine, and Tara, the two leads, and Mia's sister from Unwrapping Christmas, Mia's Prince, along with a bunch of shorts and videos coming very, very soon. So there's that. And now we go into the regularly scheduled segments every single week. We're going to go into the Ticket Tracker. And Ticket Tracker is where I show you what happened at the box office this week. And let's get into that. Number 1 was Thunderbolts, taking a 56% drop, which is not a bad drop, taking in another $32 million. Now it is up to almost $300 million. I think that this could probably cross $550 million. I don't think this ends at $400 million. Going back here, Sinners is taking a 33% drop while gaining 155 theaters. Minecraft movie earns another 7.6 million, another 44% drop. The Accountant 2 takes 29% drop, not a bad drop for that at all. And Clown in a Cornfield, Shadow Force, and Fight or Flight all debuted with reasonable numbers for their budgets. Now, take a look at this. A Minecraft movie is slowly eking towards $1 billion. Does it have $90 million more of money left in it? Can the fans go back and see it enough around the world to make it a $1 billion film? We're going to see, hopefully, Let's just see what happens. Let's not get our hopes too high because anything is possible. Anything is possible. So, going into the next one, the next segment, we're going to go into the Netflix top 10. It's normally the streaming 10, but we're doing the Netflix top 10. So the Netflix top 10 in movies looks like this. Number 1 is the brand new film with Vince Vaughn called Nonas. I did watch that one. I'm not going to review it. 2 is A Deadly American Marriage. 3, Untold, The Liver King. 4, Beetlejuice. 5, the Netflix original film Bad Influence. 6, Home. 7, Twilight. 8, Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2. 9 is The Mule. I love The Mule. I've seen that two times, and I really enjoyed that movie. It's a great film. And number 10 is Twilight Saga: The New Moon. TV shows for Netflix. We have, going down here to the top 10. Number 1 is the brand new romantic drama series called Forever. 2 is Bad Thoughts. 3, The Four Seasons. 4, WWE Raw. 5, the new season of All American. 6, You. Number 7, Tastefully Yours. It's a Korean show, and I'm guessing it has a new episode every single week, which is what they should be doing with all their series. Number 8, The Royals. Number 9, Ransom Canning is still on there. And The Eternaut is at number 10. So there's that, and there is the Netflix top 10. And finally, let's go into what's releasing this week in theaters and on streaming, and we will wrap up the show. So we have a lot of stuff coming out very, very soon, but what comes out this week? Well, as always, we're going to take a look at releases.com and check. So, of course, the big one this week is Final Destination Bloodlines and the Lionsgate film with Jenna Ortega, The Weeknd, and Barry Keoghan, Hurry Up Tomorrow, which I know that my friends are seeing right now. Mike and Michael are seeing this now, and I believe that Cam and Gavin are also seeing this, so check out their channels very, very soon. I know that Gavin's probably going to have a review very, very soon, so check out Gavin Cross Reviews on YouTube for a review of that one. Breed is a VOD film and in theaters, which does not have all that great of a cast, but it could be a fun little film. I mean, Hayden Panettiere's in it. It can't be all that bad. The Severed Son is coming to VOD. The Ruse is coming to limited theaters. Hunting Grounds. The Brutalist is coming to Max. The Quilters is coming to Netflix. I'm not going to kid you that just looks like a peaceful little documentary. It could be charming. I'm not even going to lie to you. I might watch that one as just a quick little watch. The Rhythm. I don't know what The Rhythm is. Their inspirational story of a young black hockey player turned felon is sentenced to community service at a local hockey rink, where he leads his misfit hockey team to victory in a seemingly bigoted sport and league. That could be a good little film. That could be a good little film. Going down here on Lifetime, this is going to be a big film for them. I Was Honey Boo Boo on May 19th. That's actually wrong. It's actually out now on VOD. On the 20th, coming out on Blu-ray and DVD, we have Presence. That's a fine little film. Nothing great. On VOD, you do have the A24 film, The Legend of Ochi, and some 4Ks coming out. But next week, everybody, is the big one. We have a lot of films coming out, so let's get into it. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is coming out in theaters. The movie that's going to break the box office, however, is Lilo and Stitch. On Apple TV Plus, you do have Fountain of Youth. I am looking forward to seeing that one. The cast looks really good. It's Natalie Portman. It is John Krasinski. And it's Apple TV Plus. So I'm looking forward to that one. It is Guy Ritchie. I'm not a Guy Ritchie fan, but we will see what he does here. And the big one on streaming that week is Fear Street Prom Queen. I will be watching that one. I cannot wait to see what they do with that one. So there it is, everybody. There is the massive amount of stuff coming out very, very soon on Blu-ray, DVD, theaters, and streaming. Check out the brand new film in theaters this week, Final Destination Bloodlines, and go out and see Hurry Up Tomorrow and Breed. So there's that, everybody. We will go to the comments one more time. Oh, I'm gonna have to check out Rhythm. I like hockey and sports flicks. So do I. I really enjoy those as well. Honey Boo Boo. Oh boy, yes, it is a movie based on her life. Ochi, I didn't care much for. I saw it in the cinema. Awesome. Last Rodeo. M.I. Lilo. The Fountain of Youth. Air Force. Off Track 2. Can't wait. Cannot wait to see what you think about those. And as always, guys, like and subscribe if you're new. And as always, guys, I'll see all of you. Let's try it one more time. And as always, guys, I'll see all of you next time.
So where did you go?